All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome to the live stream, dog. Welcome. Hopefully you guys are ready to learn something today. Hopefully we got some people today. Hopefully so. I gotta put on a different music. Okay, it's too slow. It's too slow. Might fall asleep. Can't have that. All right, well, at least we got more than 10 people. Right? Let's see if we can get at least like 20 or 30. You know, man, that's one thing like I don't understand. You know, from this year, like the YouTube subs are up. Usually people don't unsubscribe, but I've actually lost followers for like 2 years in a row on Instagram. I don't know. I do not know, chat. So, I mean, I can understand this week, you know, with Christmas and whatever holidays people celebrate. I could see that. But like in a general sense, I don't get it. Scott was good. Arno, Julius, Adam. So we got 4 people. 4 people in the chat. Where's everybody else? Where is everybody else, chat? Where'd everybody go? Is everybody still on vacation? We still on Christmas vacation? Is that what it is? Hey, I get it. I get it. I got a bunch of new books, man. Well, some of them are new, some of them are used, but you get what I'm saying. My TBR list. I have a problem. I have a real problem. You guys probably can see all those books right here. See those? All those back there? Yeah. All those. So. It's good, Roberto. Everyone's still in there. Fuzzy Socks probably caught up with Stranger Things. I'm not watching that shit. I've already seen like 2 clips on Twitter. I saw like a few minutes ago. I'm telling you, man, they make everything gay. Everything just has to be gay. I can't with that shit. Everything doesn't have to be fucking gay. You know what I mean? Like, we're just gonna get into it, okay? So here are the 26 rules for life in 2026 by yours truly. I did publish this already. It is on my Substack, which you should have either got an alert for or it's in your email. I posted it on Twitter, posted it on my Facebook, posted it in the Discord. I posted it on my Instagram story. I posted it in a lot of places. So if you did not read it, if you did not get a chance to read it, now will be the time. Because I don't have too much price action stuff for you. So does that sound good to you guys? Drop a 26 in the chat if you guys would like to know or review again the 26 rules for life in 2026. So not exactly the same thing as the 32 things I learned by age 32. There's some overlaps, there's some similarities. I won't lie to you. But I woke up yesterday morning and I was like, how can I add value to people today? That's what I asked myself. Not trying to brag or anything. But I was like, how can I add value to people today? And I remember Jordan Peterson's 12 rules for life. I remember Ryan Holiday's 26 rules for reading in 2026, which I also covered a little bit of. And I thought, you know what? I'll just blend some ideas together and we'll do 26 Rules for Life. I found it real interesting that show dropped those episodes on holidays. Right. They are attacking traditional values with their gay shit. That's Hollywood. And people say, you know, there's no boogeyman, or, you know, they don't believe in the Matrix, or, you know, that a certain few people run the world and all that stuff. Why are you releasing, you know, anti-value content on holidays that are opposed to that? It's done on purpose and it's obvious. They're not hiding it at all. It's blatant. What's good, Harmon? Anyway, there's some of the backstory for you. All right, so I just woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to add value to people today. And this is what I came up with. So, number one, set goals. If a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favorable. That comes from Seneca. If you guys want to, I've included a ton of hyperlinks in here. If you go to those, that will, most of these will be linked directly to the Amazon website. So that way you know where that's coming from. And there's that. Okay. So we need to know where we're going so we can move in that direction. We don't want to be aimless. We'll end up in the same place we started and see no progress. Okay. If you are in the same place today as you were in December of 2024, you're wrong, right? We want to see improvement. We don't want to be in the same place. Okay. Number two, and this is somewhat in order. Number two is Kaizen. I'm sure you've heard that before. A lot of businesses have like made their name Kaizen. It's a Japanese word. It's got a couple different translations, but one of them is in essence a continuous improvement, right? Get a little bit better every single day. It was Zeno, the founder of Stoic philosophy in 300 BC, who said that well-being is realized in small steps, but is truly no small thing, right? Moving in the right direction with consistency is key. Number three, and this is why we're doing Book of the Month as well. Number three is most people know how to read, but may not know how to read well, right? The difference is night and day. You must immerse yourself into the book, underline, star, write in the margins, draw, take notes, extract important information in order to apply it in your own life, right? That's the, I forgot who said it, but that's the purpose of knowledge, is action, right? Reflect a little bit before moving on to the next chapter. And this book actually tells you not to do this, right? That hyperlink will take you right to Book of the Month for January, which is How to Read a Book by Mortimer J. Adler and Charles Van Doren, right? And they actually say not to do that. Mind you, this book is like 100 years old. So they're like, oh, just read it all the way through and then read it a second time. I think that's a little bit dated. I don't necessarily agree with that. I like to pause, look up the word to see what it means. Because if you don't do that, if you don't understand it, that may not make sense. You may not get the message. And then in another, which you'll read it, but in another chapter, they say that certain words are important and to not skip them. But it's like, if they're that important, why would you? Whatever. My suggestion is to look up the definition of words you don't know, so that way you can understand the author's message. Okay. Number 4, essentialism. Number 4 is Essentialism. This comes from the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown. I read it a few years ago. In short, it means we should focus on the essentials and give less attention to the non-essential, which is like the trivial stuff. We waste so much time and effort on meaningless things. This needs to stop, right? So this is why in the intro, I had said that right now in December, I've said this almost like 5 times this year in December, is that the end of the year is good for reflection. Reflecting on the year and changing what needs to be changed, right? So it's a good time for reflection and to reevaluate. So if you have been wasting time on pointless stuff, you need to stop doing that. We need to stop doing that, right? Number 5, keep a commonplace book. And there's the this is where that hyperlink will take you to Right to Essentialism by Greg McKeown. It's going to be the same thing for this commonplace book. It's just one that I picked out. I'll show you in a second. So number 5, keep a commonplace book. Store your notes, quotes, ideas, etc. in a commonplace book. You won't remember all of your ideas. And it's always interesting that we seem to forget the best ideas, right? Maybe that's just me. And we surely won't remember everything we read. Write down the important stuff and keep it all in one place. You can organize it later, but for now, just get it down. So I know this is kind of expensive. It's a really expensive notebook, but this is a good brand. It's a very good brand. I don't know if it's Dutch or another, I don't know what language that is, but it's like not even, there it is. Okay, so there's a really, really good commonplace book. All right. Number 6, be content. Seneca said, it is not the man who has little, but the one who craves more that is poor. So it might sound hypocritical coming from someone who did buy a new Corvette this year, but rest assured, I was always content with my other cars. With my previous cars, they were old. They were just cash cars that I did take good care of. I was always grateful for them, even though they weren't new or cool, and they were definitely not sports cars. You probably won't get more if you're not grateful for what you have now. Be content with what you have. It could be taken away at any moment. Oh, good job, capitalist. Just ordered all the books for next year. See, that's what I like. That's what I like to hear. We need more of that. I'm going to pin that. Number 7, read at least one book per month. You don't have to just read book of the month. You don't have to read anything at all. You can just say, well, screw what John talks about. Some people do that, and that's okay. But, you know, whatever you want to do is whatever you want to do. But I would suggest, at a minimum, to read at least one book per month. I gave you 11 for 2026 because remember, 48 Laws of Power was divided into 2 months, so we could make sure we didn't crunch it all in one. It's a long book for 30 days or 31 days, whatever it is. But anyway, at a minimum, read one per month. Okay, schools left out crucial information and strategies for success in life. This was done on purpose. You're supposed to be a slave. You're supposed to be ignorant. But the good thing is that information can't always be contained. People that are a lot smarter than us write books on subjects they know a lot about. We live in a world full of information. And sure, a lot of that information is worthless, but if you can find the right stuff, cling to that. It isn't a good idea to stop learning or to stop reading. And of course, this one actually doesn't take you to Amazon. This takes you right to the wall shelf, right? Which is my public bookshelf on Instagram. So I talk about a lot of good books. And there you have it. All right. Number 8, it may not be malice. This one is a mental model. Never attribute malice to what may be attributed to incompetence. It's called Hanlon's razor. It means not to default to malicious intent without clear evidence. Sometimes people just make mistakes. They may not have been trying to harm you. So this one doesn't take you to Amazon. This actually takes you to Wikipedia. I'm not donating to your shit. That will explain a little bit more on Hanlon's razor, give you some variations, some references and stuff like that, so you can do a little bit more research, right? Marcus Aurelius said, don't be content with just getting the gist of things. Go beyond the surface. So I'm giving this stuff to you. You could always look it up too, but I'm at least giving it to you. Okay? Number 9, you've heard this before. The map is not the territory. Another mental model. This one will actually take you to The Great Mental Models by Shane Parrish. I know I talked about that in other YouTube videos. Maps can be wrong. Our ideas and our plans can be wrong. The events of right now may not represent all of life or the entire story. Just like one trade may not, one bad day may not make a bad week, unless you like over leverage, obviously, and like really screw it up. One bad week doesn't make a bad month, so on and so forth, right? Life is full of moments, and each moment can be unique. In other words, a bad day doesn't equate to a bad life. What's right in front of you may not be the full picture. Zoom out. The Alchemist. Yeah, I just got like 20 books in, so I will not be adding any more books for a long time. Number 10, give yourself a break. Rest is essential to the best performance. Burnout only leads to lower performance and worse decision making, right? Decision fatigue. It's not weak to want to break from the grind. You're allowed to take time off. You're allowed to catch up on your sleep. Our bodies were not made for endless grinding. Some of us find that out the hard way. Number 11, always say less than necessary. This is one of the laws from Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. Okay, that will take you right to 48 laws, right? It's like $14. So you need it. He explains that the more we talk, the more likely we are to say something stupid. We could end up looking foolish or arrogant as a result. We could lose a business deal or potential relationship. A lot of talking may also make you appear as if you're hiding something or trying to cover something up. Suspicions arise and your power has been diminished. As Zeno said, another quote from Zeno, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen more than you talk. It's a great rule of thumb. It's hard to do as an educator because I'm obviously talking to you guys, but I probably listen a lot more than I talk. I hope. That is definitely the hope there. Number 12, return the shopping cart. If you can't do the small things, you won't be able to handle the big things. The shopping cart is easy to return, yet some people don't do it. This can easily tell a lot about a person. They're cutting corner, or yeah, if they're cutting corners on the small stuff, that means they're probably cutting corners on the big stuff. And you don't want to be like that. You're better than that. So this will not take you to Amazon. This will take you to the Wikipedia page. And the shopping cart theory. Well, I don't know if the shopping cart theory is here. Anyway, it's that 4chan one that we talked about a long time ago. Anyway, number 13, attack debt relentlessly. Attack debt relentlessly. If you don't have debt, good for you. Trust me, being debt free is amazing, and it's mentally freeing as well. It is a great thing to be debt free. As the Bible says, the borrower is slave to the lender. That's in Proverbs 22:7. There's a lot of predatory lending in the world today, especially in the United States. You must be careful of these credit card companies that charge insane interest rates, like 23%, 26% APR or more. This debt keeps people from building real wealth. Get rid of bad debt expeditiously. I say bad debt because obviously if you have like a car or a house, or something that's essential, I wouldn't say that that's bad debt, but you know what I'm talking about. Like if you're running up credit cards on Uber Eats and stuff like that, like what are you doing? Okay. It's better to pay yourself than it is to pay interest to these companies. So, number 14, trim the fat. Most of us have a lot of things we don't need. Extra clothes, extra books, right? Extra stuff. If you haven't used your stuff in the last year or two, it's probably best to get rid of it. You could donate it. You could throw it away. You know, clean up your living space. It's not easy to get rid of emergencies, or excuse me, it's not to say to get rid of your emergency supplies because that's different. That's a storehouse for emergencies. But I'm more so talking about like the t-shirts and the socks with holes in it. Like, why are you still wearing that stuff? Right? That's what I mean. The non-essential stuff. Trim the fat. When did you make the decision to be an educator? Did you always have that in mind? No. It was like 2017, 2018. People were always hitting up my, this was way before like MLM industries blew up, and, you know, well before like smart money concepts had hit the scene and all that. I mean, this was a long time ago. This was like 5, 6, 7. It was like 6 or 7 years ago. Mason, don't say it. I'm going to fire you. What happened is when I was in the military learning how to trade and talking about investments, nobody else really was. So I'd post charts and markups, and in hindsight, a lot of them were probably bullshit. But like you see silver this year, absolute bonkers, insane, 160% or something. It's wild, right? And people would see that and go, how did you call that? How did you trade that? You know, you did this and you did that. I was like, well, I'm not going to teach you how to do it. Like, go on YouTube or whatever. I was an asshole. I was a real asshole back then. And eventually I gave in and said, okay, fine, I'll start teaching you guys, but I'm going to charge you for it. So I did a couple rounds of like private mentorships. I charged like $500. Did some videos, let them record it and everything, and then I joined the trade house after that, and then eventually became an educator for the MLM industry. Then a few years later, I quit that fuckery, and then I'm here on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since then for what, 2 or 3 years now. So that's kind of how that went. People kept asking and asking, and I said, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And eventually I gave in. So that's how that happened. And most people are not that way. They see, oh, I could charge, you know, thousands of dollars and make all this money and then go rent a Lamborghini and sell more courses and all that shit. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But great question, though. Number 15, show appreciation, or at least tell them. We probably don't tell the people around us how much we appreciate them enough. Maybe you do, and that's good, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of us don't. We're caught up in the goals and the grind or whatever we're doing that, you know, we forget to say thanks. We forget to say good job. We forget to show or tell others how much their work and contributions help us. We must stop for a minute and remind them what they mean to us. It doesn't take much, and a little bit of appreciation can go a long way. Number 16, take a walk. It's almost always a good idea to get outside and to get the body moving. Fresh air is great too. Disconnect from technology and get back to nature for a little bit. Good ideas come more often to those who walk a lot. The philosophers did this. So, we're at 16 out of 26. Have you guys had a good time so far? Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys have enjoyed this so far. It may not be the most fun stream, but listen, I'm telling you, man, I wish I would have found people like Ryan Holiday way earlier in life. I feel like I wish I would have found John Maxwell a lot earlier in life. Because again, like, our teachers didn't sit us down and talk about shit like this. You know what I mean? They didn't do any of that stuff for us. The counselors didn't do any of that stuff for us. They didn't do shit. You know, they'd put us in a fucking box. Oh, you were late to class. Now you have to stay after school. Now your dad has to come pick you up. What the fuck is that? Bitch, how about you teach me something? You know what I mean? So, sorry, I know I always talk about the schools. I have issues, obviously. But there's a reason I do what I do, man. I like Ryan Holiday. I like John Maxwell. There's plenty of other names I'm probably forgetting off the top of my head. Robert Greene, right? Good, well-rounded education. There are times for depth. There are time to, focus on certain things like market maker models or, certain entry models and stuff like that. And then there's content like this, which I love, is like the bullet point list, like do this, don't do that. I like this stuff, and that's why I do it too. So I hope you guys can appreciate it. Yeah, it took me like 2 hours to write this up. So, I'm just saying. And then another hour to give it to you. It's all free. So it's all all I ask for is that you appreciate it. You know what I mean? That's it. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. If I ever had kids, would I homeschool them? Probably. Probably. No offense to any of the parents out there, but I cannot honestly, I can't co-sign on that. I can't co-sign on, yeah, sure, bring your kid to public school. I think maybe elementary school, probably. Oh, yeah. ABCs? Yeah, go learn that shit. I don't want to teach you ABCs. No. But after like 5th grade, okay, now you know how to read? Now you know how to write? Okay, yep. Fuck school. Let's go read these books. Let's go read 48 Laws. Let's go read Meditations. Let's go read Proverbs. Let's go read like much better shit. Dissecting frogs? We're not doing that. Theory of evolution? Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Get all that shit out. Trim the fat. I just told you to do that. Get rid of all that fuckery. We're going to learn. We're going to watch the stock market. We're going to trade the fucking stock market. We're going to trade futures. We're going to trade currencies. We're going to do real world shit, son. I know you're 8. I know you're 10. But this is real shit. You know what I mean? So, anyway. Number 17, beware the mask. Also from Robert Greene, The Laws of Human Nature. I won't do any more hyperlinks, but that's where it'll take you. A lot of us wear these sort of masks and present ourselves as something that we aren't. I really started to see this when I was in middle school. Teachers would change their tone of voice and their facial expressions almost instantly, or how the girls that I dated, they would get around their friends or like their family or some shit, and they would do the same thing. Their pitch would change, the smiles were fake, the hugs were fake, and it was just so strange to me. It was bizarre. It was awkward. I was like, this is fake. What do you do? You were just bitching at me, and now you're like smiling in front of all your friends. No, bring that bitch back out. You were a bitch 5 minutes ago. What changed? Ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean? So, anyway, without going like far down the rabbit hole, it was all rather bizarre to me. I couldn't really explain it at the time like I can now, but that's how people are. We have to see through these displays of acting and see what's real. People can't wear a mask 24/7. Eventually the mask comes down. Eventually their true selves comes out. And the thing for me is like, why not just be real the whole time? Then you don't have to worry about people thinking that you're fake. Just don't be fake. You know what I'm saying? If you're real the entire time, then nobody will ever think differently. But it's obvious when people are hiding something. It becomes obvious. Number 18. Actions speak louder than words. People can say anything they want. Words are easy to come up with, especially the highly curated speeches with fancy syntax and delivery. People are easily persuaded with the right words and the right tone of voice. But words are meaningless. Action counts. What you've accomplished speaks far more for you than what you say you're going to do. Anyone can have dreams. Few actually achieve them. Stop talking so much and start doing things. That's good, Scott. That's good. Number 19, clean your desk. Or put another way, make your bed. Start the day off by accomplishing something small and easy. Making your bed, cleaning your desk, cleaning your car, washing your car, folding the laundry, replacing the shower filter, the water filters, you know, etc. Like just small things, right? The key is getting something done early to build momentum for the rest of the day. It's also nice when things are clean. Number 20, stop procrastinating. The sure sign of an amateur is he has a million plans and they all start tomorrow. Stephen Pressfield, turning pro. Does that sound familiar? I'll start tomorrow. I'll start Monday. We like to put stuff off for another day. Oh, I'll go back to the gym in January, right? It's easier than doing the work, right? Just planning it out. It satisfies the lazy person, at least for now. This tendency is causing us a lot of problems and unfinished projects. We have to do the work now, not later. I'm writing up this Rules for Life post now on Christmas morning. I'm not waiting until tomorrow. Neither should you. Number 21, be precise in your speech. This rule of life comes from Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life book. Words matter. Choose them carefully. Save the jargon for your colleagues. Be clear when communicating with others. Think about what you're going to say before you say it. You don't want to say something foolish. Remember, always say less than necessary. It's very similar to that. But I had to reference Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. That's where I got this idea from, the whole post. So it's only right. Okay? Let me ask you guys that. Do I communicate clearly? On a scale of 1 to 10, let's do that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how clearly do I communicate my ideas? I don't think I'm a 10. I don't. I tell you guys, oh, I don't know if I explained that the way that I wanted to. I don't know. I don't think I'm a 10 in communication. But I feel like me teaching 5 years ago or 4 years ago was probably not as clear as today. Between 1 to 10, 1 being you don't teach us shit, John, versus 10 like you're perfect. What do you think that is? What is my communication score? Dan says 8 to 9. Scott says 8. Campbell says you do well. That's not a number, but I appreciate it. He said 9. Yeah. Oh, so pretty good. Not perfect. Definitely not perfect. I probably should lose at least 1 point for a lot of the curse words, but I don't know what to say after that. So yeah, if you guys could drop between a 1 to a 10, between 1 to 10, that'd be great. Here are the last few, and then we'll shut it down for today. Number 22, consult your board of directors. What would Jesus do? What would the expert in your situation do? How would the philosopher think about this situation? What mental model could we apply to the situation? What would the leader do if they were in my shoes? Whenever you need help, you can ask for it from someone who can help you. You can also refer to the Bible. There's lots of great wisdom there. You could refer to your notes, your books, your commonplace book, right? Remember that from earlier, number 5, keep a commonplace book. A lot of these ideas are interconnected. You can look at things from different angles, like the various lenses of the philosophers or the experts. Speaking, I say 9. Writing, sometimes I'd say 7 to 8. Well, writing is more difficult. It takes a lot more time. But thank you, Dan. You communicate a lot better than 90% of educators. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, number 23, be good. Remember, I'll tell you guys a lot of the times in the outro, I'm like, all right, y'all be good, be blessed. Have an amazing day, weekend, whatever, holiday, XYZ, right? When I say that, be good, be blessed, this is what I'm talking about. Be good. From Marcus Aurelius, no matter what anyone says or does, my task is to be good. Like gold or emerald or purple repeating to itself, no matter what anyone says or does, my task is to be emerald, my color undiminished. We don't control what other people say or do or think. We only control ourselves. We can choose to be good in every situation. As Epictetus said, if you want to be beautiful, make beautiful choices. So a corollary to that is, if you want to be good, make good choices. Choose goodness. Number 24, respect your adversary. It's no secret that we all face hardships, from toxic environments to angry people, bad weather, sudden car repairs, broken bones, and market crashes, cops who camp in the middle of fucking poor neighborhoods. We all face something sooner or later. The key isn't to shy away or dodge adversities. You won't get anything done doing that. You surely won't grow from that. Instead, we should press on. Face what's in front of us with courage. As Seneca said, excellence withers without an adversary. Problems make us stronger. They make us better. We use our adversaries to grow and learn. They may deserve some criticisms and doubts because of their evil and twisted ways, but at least have a little respect. If they hadn't challenged us, we wouldn't be as good as we are today. We may not care for them all that much. We may even chuckle when they receive what they deserve, but at least we can tip our hats. So, I won't say too much more about that. Number 25, master your judgments. It's not things that upset us. It's our judgments about things. Epictetus. Everything doesn't have to be good or bad. They can be nothing at all, or they can be indifferent. We have a natural tendency to put a label on things, even when not required. So stop judging everything. Everything doesn't need a judgment. Last but not least, number 26. And this is why I made this. And this is why I ended it this way too. Number 26, add value to others daily. Every day. I have an index card on my mini fridge that has bullet points on it. It lists a few ways to add value to others every day. I put it on my fridge so I can view it often. It's a constant reminder to live life in the service of others, to make others better in any way that I can. Maybe to offer advice or some sort of suggestion or list options. Maybe it's offering a book recommendation or a YouTube video to watch, or a reminder to compliment them. Remember number 15. Maybe offer encouragement. Either way it goes, I want to always give value to others. It's something I learned from the GOAT of leadership, John C. Maxwell, who I got to meet on December 6th, right here in my hometown. And that's it. There's no more than that. So again, I dropped this PDF in the Discord already. You guys can download it. You can print it off. That's why I made it this way too. So it's even. It prints fine. But that'll be it. So be good. Be blessed. Make beautiful choices. And let's have a good 2026. We're not there yet. Right? I'll stream next week, of course, for those few days. But that's today's live stream. So hopefully you guys drop a like on it. I don't have that button anymore. Drop a like on the stream if you got some value today. I will see you guys again on Monday, the 29th, for another live stream. At the same time, that is Julius. That is fucking cat, dude. Dumbass cat. Y'all be good, man. I'll see you Monday.